As the year wraps up, I find myself reflecting on gaming in 2024. One question keeps coming up, of course. Was it a bad year for games? Now, it's a topic that seems to gain traction after big events like the Game Awards, where the focus is often on a handful of titles. If those games don't align with your tastes, it can feel like the whole year didn't have much to offer. But is that really fair? For me, the answer is a lot more complicated than a simple yes or no. Gaming as such is a personal experience. Whether the year feels good or bad depends entirely on your preferences. If you're someone who only plays big few titles, it's easy to feel a bit let down when those games don't live up to your expectations, or worse, gets delayed or completely cancelled. This year, games like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Skull and Bones were highly anticipated but completely fell short. It's moments like these that make some people label 2024 a bad year. But I think there's more to this story. Gaming is such a diverse space, and when you look beyond the biggest titles, you often find hidden gems and memorable experiences. Now, despite the disappointments, 2024 had its bright spots. Personally, I love big story-driven AAA games, but I also enjoy exploring different genres. This year, there were plenty of standout releases that made the year worthwhile. For RPG fans, 2024 delivers in spades. Games like Dragon's Dogma 2, Persona 3 Reloaded, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth brought epic stories, deep gameplay, and incredible worlds to explore. These titles alone offered hundreds of hours of content and were among the highlights of the year for me, and for many others. One game that really stood out for me was Stellar Blade. Its beautiful visuals, intense combat, and heartfelt story resonated deeply with me. Every moment felt cinematic, and its game I couldn't put down. It was a perfect mix of action and storytelling, delivering kind of immersive experience I love in games. On top of that, fantastic look, especially with the sexy appeal of Eve herself. And on the best part about it, the gameplay was fantastic. On the action-adventure front, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was a pleasant surprise. It breathed new life into the classic series with its creative platforming and engaging combat. Meanwhile, Astrobot proved that smaller-scale games could still deliver unforgettable experiences with charm and innovation. Of course, 2024 unfortunately wasn't perfect. Several big names releases failed to meet expectations. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was hyped for years but landed with a thud due to the repetitive gameplay and the lack of the originality. Skull and Bones, after countless of delays, finally launched, but it felt like a game that should have come out years and years ago. Adding to the challenges was the uneven release schedule. Summer of 2024 in particular felt like a drought, with few exciting games to look forward to, and for months it seemed like everyone was just waiting for the next big thing to arrive. A lot of bad year talk seems to stem from how events like the Game Awards frame the conversations. These events focus on a select few titles, and if those don't align to your tastes, it's easy to feel like the whole year was a bust. But gaming is so much bigger than the awards circuits. For me, some of the most enjoyable experiences this year came from the games that didn't get nominated. Just because the game isn't the spotlight doesn't mean it's not worth playing. Now, when I think about the past years, it's natural to compare highlights. Last year in 2023, we saw major blockbusters like Alan Wake 2, Hogwarts Legacy, and of course Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Those games were undeniably great, but 2024 had its own unique strengths. The RPG lineup alone this year was incredible, and titles like Stellar Blade and Astrobot showed that smaller scale projects could be just as impactful as AAA blockbusters. Every year has its ups and downs. While 2024 didn't have a massive game-changing title such as God of War Ragnarok, it still delivered a variety of memorable games across genres. For me, that variety is what makes gaming so exciting. It's hard not to get excited about what's coming in 2025, with games such as Grand Theft Auto 6, Ghost of Yotei, Next Mafia, Fable is all on horizon. Next year is shaping up to be a blockbuster year for gaming. But that doesn't mean 2024 was a throwaway year. If anything, it was a year that encourages me to look beyond the obvious choices and try new things. Even with its low points, 2024 offered plenty of fun, surprises, and unforgettable moments. At the end of the day, whether the year is good or bad depends entirely on what you value as a player. For me, 2024 had its challenges, but it also had plenty of highlights. From epic RPGs to cinematic gems like Stellar Blade, there was something for everyone, if you're willing to look forward to it. So no, I don't think 2024 was a genuine bad year for gaming. It may not have had a single standout blockbuster, but it still gave me plenty of reasons to love this hobby. And that's what matters the most. Now, what about you? Did 2024 meet your expectations, or are you already looking forward to what's coming next year? Either way, I hope this year brought you some gaming moments worth remembering. And at that, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe, see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.